you, Danny.
It was not me. I said don't play Queen F6.
No, please don't.
Oh, I'm like. Excuse me! I was 450 pounds!
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to day 3 of POGCHAMPS. We have some very anticipated matchups. I'm your co-host, Andrea. I don't know why I said my name like that. And I'm very excited to be joined by Aman. Aman, how are you feeling?
Hello, Andrea. It's great to be here with the chat as well. I can't wait for the matchups today because I've done some commentary on both days, but we've been in our own groups, Andrea. So finally, the groups are coming together, which means we're going to have some strong players from each group match up against each other.
It's true. Speaking of the groups getting more exciting, why don't we go take a look at the format?
Yeah, the format here as we move into the knockout stage is honestly, Andrea, just the exact same. So the way that things have been going is more of the same. We have initial 2 games. If it's tied, then we will have a tiebreaker if necessary.
Yep, as you guys seen, we had a lot of tiebreakers yesterday with shorter time control, and we will have, although a consolation bracket, both stages will be still competing for prize money with a chance to win. Is there anyone you're rooting for today, Aman?
Well, I mean, you said it. Like, the players are still competing in both brackets. Doesn't matter championship or consolation. There's still something on the line. Personally, I'm excited more for the consolation bracket because, hey, I just think that's where the true chess entertainment and maybe blunders are.
That's true. Before we go into the consolation bracket, why don't we show everyone all the players for today? Well, for the whole tournament.
See what guys are doing.
Allow it, man, you lost.
Look what guys are doing on the time, though.
Allow it, man, you lost.
Snackers, I met someone. She's really cool. POGCHAMP, congrats.
Ninja's gonna investigate some orders that we have purchased online.
Holy shit!
Okay.
What do you see when you look at me? You see a smart guy? You see a problem solver?
More than anything, I'm just grateful to be here, and I'm excited to come home with some hardware.
Wolfglick is able to take the title. He takes his 2nd international championship.
Those are all the lovely faces who are joining us in POGCHAMPS. We're so lucky to have them, and especially for today, as Aman was saying, we've got 2 very exciting brackets.
Yep. Yeah, we're starting with the, let's start with the championship bracket. These are the best players in each group. And as they match up in this one, Andrea, obviously people will take note of the missing name Dr. Lupo. He has been removed from the tournament and his account was closed for a fair play violation, but that just means Sapnap can jump in and take his place. He was the next person that had the most points in that group. So honestly, really excited that he can join up here against Sambucha, and in that quarterfinal matchup should be exciting, Andrea.
I'm glad that Sapnap gets a second chance. He was my student dating back many years, and I'm excited to see him play more chess.
I didn't know that he was a student of yours, because now I'm kind of excited to see whether Eric's student, Ebbs, who's up at the top waiting in the semifinals, I'm kind of curious to see if they'll end up matching up.
Yeah, I have to say, I'd take no responsibility for his blunders, but all responsibility for his wins.
That is just great coaching, Andrea. So well done to you as we move over to the consolation bracket. And one thing that people can also realize here is Michaela is actually back in the tournament, which is super exciting because she was slated to be a participant in POGCHAMPS at the beginning. Personal emergency prevented her from competing, but due to the vacant spot, she's actually back in the consolation bracket and will be up against Lydia Violet today. And that, Andrea, is actually going to be our first matchup as well.
Yay! I know yesterday chat was so sad that we didn't get Michaela. I've been looking forward to her playing chess, so today we get to see both girls, and this is my first time seeing them play chess, so it's an exciting day.
I can't wait. I actually said on the broadcast when I was commentating that it is really, really exciting to watch her play. Michaela, Tyler 1 as the coach. I mean, I feel like Tyler 1 as my coach could get me hyped up to do anything.
Yeah, I wonder if she's going to channel the same 2000 rapid energy. We'll have to see. She might be 200 right now, but I think by the end of POG, we can throw another 0 at the end.
Well, here we go. We have the matchup in front of us, and it kind of looks like, I mean, this is what you talk about in chess. It's like white gets to move first, so you just have more space, and that's exactly what we're seeing here.
Lydia has a solid opening. Do you think her openings from the other days have been solid throughout the tournament, or is this something she's been preparing and working on?
Actually, I think she's been improving throughout the tournament. That's one of the things I've been saying about her is she's made a lot of mistakes, but every time she makes one, she seems to improve it for the very next game. Are you familiar with this opening from Michaela here?
I've seen it too many times, but it looks like she is going into Tyler's footsteps. But honestly, the cow is a great opening. How do you feel about the cow?
I wouldn't say great. I've been known to use the word interesting opening. I'll say it's interesting. But I will say it has found a way to work in this event and not just by Michaela. So this could be something that even I need to learn from.
You're my second co-commentator who has an interesting terminology for the cow. Dino is very upset, but it just seems so reliable for POG players, and no one really knows how to punish it properly, so everyone just keeps getting away with it.
Agreed. And I don't know if this is the way to punish it, but what we're seeing here is probably good habits from Michaela when you think of castling, getting your king to safety, but then Lydia also taking the center. So I feel like both sides are doing like something really good when it comes to the basics of chess, but a different approach.
Yeah, speaking of the basics, we do have an exciting new overlay where we can see both players' streams at the same time. Maybe we can check it out for the beginning.
I do.
Let's do it.
No, I don't.
How
Wait,
chaotic
if I go
is this
there,
going to be?
She goes, okay. Pawn, pawn. Knight. Pawn, knight. No, yeah.
She's counting.
Yeah.
This is a good sign. Honestly, Andrea, some people just don't count up properly and they end up losing pieces because of that.
No, honestly, it might seem elementary, but it's the best thing you can do. Everyone plays a little quickly and forget, and even I have to always count and double check. So this is a good sign from Lydia.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, I do the same thing. Now, admittedly, I might do it faster and maybe not out loud,
Take it
but
with your knight. Take
you know,
it with your
I
knight.
was there once.
You don't say it out loud in your head?
But it would be
Take,
cool if
take,
she
take,
did.
take.
I say it out loud silently. That's right.
Like Hikaru would.
What do you think of the position here, Andre? Would you rather play white or black?
So Lydia's gained a lot of space, which is great for her piece development, but especially at this level, it's easier for her to make a mistake, especially with her king being really open. What is your prediction? Do you think Michaela's going to know how to punish this open king?
What I'm seeing from Michaela is castles. I'm seeing an escape square for the king with that last pawn move. So I'm actually seeing a lot of really good things, but I don't necessarily think that it's going to be things that take advantage of the king because Lydia has actually been known not to castle. So I think the question is, Andrea, is Lydia going to castle in this game? What do you think?
Oh no, I was trying to schedule a lesson with Lydia, but we were in Paris at freestyle, then we came back, and now I'm like, oh gosh, if she doesn't castle, that's my responsibility. I'll have to fix it. But you know what? Maybe she doesn't need to castle, because like you said, it's not that easy for black to find a way to attack the king.
Mm-hmm. Yep. The move that we just saw there, pawn to b5, very aggressive move. But what I will say is Lydia now has both of her knights on the side of the board, something generally we don't like to see. You always want to be placing the knights more towards the center. So I think advantage Michaela here as b5 and bishop to b7. This is a really strong move, Andrea.
I like it. You can see Michaela is channeling Tyler with her sniper here on B7. That's a great square for the bishop, the best diagonal you can put on. I wonder if Lydia will try to counterattack and bring her bishop as well.
And I'm just going to say, Andrea, we've been talking about the potential of castling. Well, unfortunately, sorry to say, it's not happening kingside anymore. So half of the options are now out.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I think this is the first game in PogChamps I've seen where we have two 200 ELO players. So I'm very curious if it's going to result in a checkmate or if the kings will just never get punished.
And as always, the chat, I feel like, is always looking out for the potential of stalemate. So there's a lot that's still possible in this game. Really close matchup, even on time. Ratings are so similar. So this can easily go both ways. Even the engine says, well, it's pretty much an equal game so far.
I like what I'm seeing. Michaela's trying to defend the pawn. Of course, it's still hanging, but she did notice that it was under attack. Now let's see if Lydia is going to continue to count. Maybe we tune into her stream to see if she's going to take this free pawn.
Because that's equal. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Confidence. Yeah, I mean, this is honestly something that I'd say a player that isn't counting out loud like that probably might not have the confidence to play. So it's great by her.
Now she knows. She heard you that the knights on the rim are dim.
Just for one pawn extra.
The only question is... Sorry, Aman?
No, I was just going to say I'd love to see her move maybe like a different piece than a knight. What do you think, Andrea?
Yeah, I more just don't want her to lose that knight because now that it's on the b5 square, I'm a little worried if Michaela's going to come in with the attack, bring her rook. I just hope her knight doesn't get trapped, but he does have a square at the moment, just one.
Yep. Oh, and this might help. You know, the knight coming in. I would like to see the bishop on c1, that bishop that hasn't moved yet, start to move, but she's going to be assisted by this capture because now she's actually forced to move one of her pieces. So thank you to Michaela for helping out Lydia.
Yeah, now Lydia doesn't need to spend so much time moving her knights. She's activating her bishops. Michaela's helping her develop.
Bishop there, queen there.
Wow, listen to that.
No. Actually, I don't want to do that.
She's actually thinking about, first of all, moving the last two pieces that haven't moved yet. I love that. And then she actually even highlighted bishop captures the h6 pawn, Andrea, which could be a really good move.
Yeah, this is a good practice, even though, you know, can't take that pawn now. Reminding yourself of the range of the bishops is important because later it might be really useful to come back to these attacks.
I don't know.
Can you relate to this uncertainty? This is classic chess. You get to the sort of mid-game, Andrea, and immediately we can all understand that feeling where you're like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, which I have to say, I was expecting her to retreat. She was saying she wanted to bring her bishop back, but I like this a4 move. I don't think she was planning to castle queenside. She's defending. She's gaining space, so she's not playing fearful.
Agree. This is actually a very strong move, and who knows the extent that she's actually seen, but it defends the bishop, and I love any move that protects a piece. I think when you're beginning in chess, it's a really nice feeling, very secure feeling, to make sure none of your pieces are what we call hanging. So a good example would be this knight over here on h3 is actually hanging. It means like nothing's protecting it, so it could be vulnerable in the future. So I love that she just defended that bishop and made sure that it was defended from any future attacks.
Yes. Oh, okay. Oh, there's a really juicy square for the bishop. I would love to see bishop c6, but that would be quite a 5-head move and not as easy to spot. But that diagonal, like we said earlier, is the sniper diagonal.
It is, yeah. That would be a fantastic move. It even controls a center square as well. But I think if the bishop moves back, the danger is the move bishop to c4. It's a square that I think newer players are used to putting their pieces. So I just hope that, and there we go. I was going to say, I hope that that won't happen. I have not been your sister, actually, I was commentating with, was known to jinx everybody's queens. So I'm just glad that I didn't jinx that.
Yeah, I think yesterday I witnessed maybe like 5 Botez gambits. Half of them weren't even captured. They were just free and they just were ignored. So I'm just not going to commentate on any queen action.
I was gonna ask, is that an Alexandra thing? Like, it's called a Botez gambit. Do you feel a little, like targeted there that it's really a Botez gambit when it should be an Alexandra gambit? What's the story?
Well, at this point, people just kind of think we're the same person. Like, I'll get compliments on winning 100K in a poker game from Mr. Beast, and I just say, thanks, man. And Alex gets complimented as a DJ. So we are one.
Nice. I can relate as one of the bras.
Yeah, no one really gets you confused with Eric, do they?
Well, here we have H5, and this move gets a double question mark from the engine. And Andrea, do you think that Lydia is going to notice what needs to be played here?
She's been very sharp. I will not make any predictions. Okay, and she takes it. I was gonna say
Love
from
it. Wow.
Michaela, one of the drawbacks of her opening with pushing all these side pawns is she didn't really have a clear plan to attack in the center. So that's one piece of advice I would give Michaela, to find more of a center attack rather than pushing on the side.
Exactly. And with this move, actually, even though the development is a little bit slow for Lydia, honestly, the pieces have all found really good squares. And that knight that I've been saying is actually not that good can go all the way up to potentially G5 and set up checkmate in 1. So that's a real possibility here.
Ooh, Michaela, I like her move. She's defending the knight. Maybe later planning a sneaky queen trade. It's not a bad idea to trade queens. And as you've mentioned before, Amon, this knight on the rim, all the entire game, we've been speaking about our knights. Will Lydia learn? I think what you're saying about her improving, we can see because her chess has been getting better and better. I wonder if this will be the final lesson she'll learn.
Yep, I have seen that over the competition. Michaela sort of just joining us, hasn't really had time to warm up, so we'll hope that she can get into things. I would love to listen to the POV of Michaela and just hear some of those thoughts as she's navigating this tough defense.
Our first Michaela appearance. Let's go, chat. We welcome her, and we're very excited to have her. She is deep in focus.
Honestly, if you came to me during a chess game, it would just be silent. So I applaud all of these PogChamps participants for actually speaking their thoughts, which is very difficult to do when you're newer to the game.
I have to say, this color that she chose for the board is really dark and ominous. I've never seen someone choose willingly this color.
Yeah, I see what you mean there.
But I'm also impressed because so many times yesterday, our players have every player had music going on. And this shows that she's really trying to take it seriously. I can't even play chess in silence. Otherwise, I kind of fall asleep. So I really respect Michaela for trying to be locked in.
Agree totally. I don't know the success rate of players with music versus players not with music in this event. So I'd love to know that. But speaking about that last move, a knight moving into the center of the board, that's fantastic. I think we're very happy to see that if you're a Michaela fan.
Yeah, exactly what I was saying. Her pieces need to play in the center, and it looks like Michaela took her time. Even though it has an X, I think for this ELO, I think it's a great move. It's bringing her pieces together. She's gaining space. Of course, Lydia still has the pawn advantage, but I'm glad she's not playing on the side of the board.
Yep. Bishop to d2. Look, Lydia, once again, I feel like she's kind of slow to achieve the goals that you need to when you're playing chess, like developing your pieces. We are on the 20th move of the game, and we finally see the final piece move. But that's also to give her some credit that, would you look at that? Development's complete, and her position does look really powerful here.
And not only developing, but Michaela's knight d5 also attacked the pawn on c3, which Lydia defended. So I wonder if she was trying to develop or if Lydia's just every move going over her opponent's attacks.
And I have to say, the only thing that has been blundered this game is really just that pawn, Andrea. These are 200 ELO players. I think this is a phenomenal game for both of these girls.
Yeah, again, this is Michaela's first game in the tournament, and she has been taking more time after she lost that pawn. I think she quickly learned that she had to be a little more careful in the opening, and even though, again, an X on her move, they're at least safe moves, you know? It's logical. She's trying to defend her knight in the center, and she's not giving any blunders. So very solid play from Michaela so far.
Yeah, and White's position is really comfortable in the center because everything is kind of protecting each other. It's like a big chain. And it means that this bishop, for example, for Michaela, just doesn't have anywhere safe to move. The knight doesn't have anywhere safe to move as well. So let's see. Oh, and we finally see that knight from the side of the board moving in. And this is a big moment, Andrea, because I'm just sitting here wondering, is Lydia going to lose this queen potentially?
It was so close. Yeah, knight G takes is going to be very interesting. It's going to open the queen attack. I will say nothing. Maybe we can tune into Lydia's point of view or what she's calculating.
And then,
especially now.
Hold on.
That last move uncovered.
Okay. Please don't see it. Please don't see it. Please don't see
knight.
It. Knight.
And she sees it, so that's very clever.
Is he knights? Is she knights?
Ooh, a sneaky move from Michaela. What do you think about this move?
I think that a very natural move is to move the king up one square.
Okay, wait.
I mean, if it does,
go like.
Yeah, if it does,
wait, I'm so lost.
I mean, it would be a real impressive move for Michaela to find.
So I need
but
to
there's
not
a
get in the.
massive
Okay, I can't get in the way. Okay.
Oh my god, she just saw
Let's
exactly what you
say-
said, I think.
Down her.
Oh, I shall say nothing. Michaela, this is your moment.
Yeah,
Oh my
this
god,
is truly
Michaela
your
gonna see
moment.
this tactic. This is a juicer, discovery attack, mega fork, winning the queen.
I feel like this is so fun.
Did that make any sense to her? I hope, because it made no sense to me. It's all about that move. Honestly, though, like, could you really expect a move like that at this level? You're making a move that loses a piece.
Okay, I like that she's doing the thought process, clicking on every piece, but she already passed the knight. She needs to play knight takes f4, and she wins the queen, forcing the check. She doesn't take it, but if Lydia doesn't see it, it's still on the board.
Yeah, the thing about Lydia is we just tuned into her stream, and she was talking all about how, like, she hopes Michaela misses it, hopes she doesn't see the knight. So I feel that Lydia is definitely taking this knight based on what we heard when we dropped in on the stream.
Yeah, I think my one piece of advice for Michaela, as she's just now entering the competition, is if she has any free time to do a little bit of Puzzle Rush. Puzzle Rush would help you practice seeing these tactics, and it's also very easy and very fun. But otherwise, if you don't train tactics, it's hard to look for weird moves like knight takes f4.
Agree, and look at that. Rook takes, the knight was played, and a exclamation point awarded to that move. I agree. That's a lot of confidence to take that. Maybe it's the counting, Andrea, that's helping as well. Said, wait a minute, 1, 2, only one defender. There you go.
Yeah, no, very solid calculation from Lydia. She didn't see the attack, but it wasn't easy at all, especially at the skill level. I would like to see some more Puzzle Rush from both players, but Lydia is now very strong in the lead.
And there is something that could go wrong for Lydia. It really depends what Michaela does, because if Michaela does not save this bishop right beside the queen, Lydia might think, oh, I have another free piece. Let me take that one. But then Michaela could take the rook for free. So this can still go wrong for Lydia. We have to wait and see the next moves.
We should check out our dual screen layout, hear what the girls are saying.
It has to fly away, or it's going to get eaten.
I don't think Michaela said one word, which this is the quietest I've ever seen Michaela.
Locked in.
Wait, hold on. Oh, wait, I just saw something. Okay, if I move my rook there,
I think it's GG.
and then I take that pawn, then that's like check. But then the only thing she could do is move her queen.
She will in like 2
My head hurts. I'm not going to pull that off, but potentially. Ooh, okay.
So she was just discussing probably a winning force checkmate sequence. That was incredibly impressive what she just
nice,
mentioned
because
there.
then if I put that... What? Okay, if I put that there, I can take the bishop. No, I can't. Because that pawn. Oh, that's so annoying.
Maybe we can jump out to the analysis board because I really want to show the people what
actually, I can't do
Lydia
anything.
just mentioned there. It was really impressive. It can still work right now, but basically Lydia was talking about playing rook captures on g7. And then obviously she didn't say this out loud, but for everyone here, that is actually the best move that she just mentioned, giving up a whole rook, and black has nothing better to do than just give up every piece here and get checkmated. So
Honestly,
Andrea, this
Lydia's
could be
doing more
insane.
than I am. That's a crazy line. Props to Lydia. These are some very sharp tactics.
Yep, and it's possible here, although I think she's a little bit more focused on trying to win that bishop. She knows it can be taken, but she's realizing, wait, then my rook can be taken as well.
Yeah, Michaela here, she's okay. The rook retreats. She doesn't go for the forcing line. What do you think Michaela's going to go for? Is she going to try to escape to the other side? I guess she can, actually.
Yeah, she doesn't have to, but it does usually make a bit more sense in chess that when you make a move, it doesn't feel good to just undo it, like to go back where you came from. You don't feel like you're making progress. So at least if the king runs, and it does, it feels like you're accomplishing something. You're like, okay, I brought my king out to do this.
Yep. Unfortunately, her bishop is also hanging. It's really difficult once the opponent takes one piece here. There wasn't much Michaela could have done to defend.
And even though this has been a really, really good attack from Lydia and honestly a great game, I have to say, as the time creeps close to that 1 minute mark, anyone is capable of truly any kind of move.
That's true. Do you think Michaela's going to be stronger or weaker under pressure, under the time pressure?
I think if you have a position that's worse, and right now we can just see that there's 2 bishops on the board for Lydia and none for Michaela. So definitely Lydia is better here. So I think if you're in the worst position like Michaela, you'd rather the chaos of a time scramble. So I think she's going to be happy that things are going to get more intense.
Yeah, that's fair. That was a bad question. I think what I was trying to say is I feel like Michaela is going to be a blitz god, but just until the position is also favoring her.
Yep.
Chat, who are you
I'm
guys
excited
rooting
to
for?
see it. I wonder if it's going to be like a special skill set. Like, you know, every game it gets low on time. Watch out because, you know, Michaela's here with the speed.
It does make a difference. I've seen a lot in players. Like some have extremely good time management, and time management is even more important than material in these games. So,
agreed completely. The rook goes back. Lydia is not trading. Honestly, a really solid king situation. And yes, lo and behold, Lydia did not castle this game. Michaela did, although the king is now vacationing to the other side of the board, where honestly, it's just far away from the queen, so a little bit safer.
yeah, I like that she's escaping, you know? We don't need material, we just need cake safety. She just needs to survive and try to blitz it out. And chat did say Michaela's stubborn. She keeps gaming until she finally breaks through. It's her secret power, and I believe that.
Okay, another pawn captured. And look, even though this move from Michaela is kind of losing another pawn, I'm just going to say I like it because at least this queen could maybe start to move out and make some threats against the white king in the center of the board. So I really like what we're seeing from Michaela here.
Yep, and I was gonna say, she's baiting to open the D file. Of course, if Lydia sees rook D3, that would be beautiful. But if black gets this file and brings her queen to D7, this could actually be very dangerous. Oh, except that we've traded our rook. But still, there's still potential to this file. Not as much, but there's still something.
Let's bring up the dual screens here because I'm wondering how confident Michaela is at the moment. Like, is this a sacrifice that she's calculated out, or is this desperation?
She had the right plan, Michaela, just the queen first.
Yep.
Don't know.
She was close.
I don't know. I don't want to waste time. Okay, I'm just gonna move around a bit because I want to get my time up.
That was good. She could have blocked, but it's much better
I'm
to
just
just make a
moving.
quick solid
I know
move.
she can take that, but then I doubt she does because
Okay, how do I navigate this?
Both players are very aware of the time control, which I have not very well.
Okay,
30
let me just
seconds.
move
It's
some
starting to
pawns,
get very
save some time.
nervous.
Fuck. This sucks.
One thing that hasn't happened in a while, Andrea, is the white queen hasn't moved. So it's just kind of on the side of the
Please don't take my
board, not
pawn.
participating.
That's true. Now Michaela's
I'm
king is
so
going
scared
through
of
a
time. I'm
scary
so scared.
situation.
Okay. It's fine. If I
Oh,
just
she
move
is
quick enough,
attacking with the king.
then I'm okay.
Leading with the king.
Yes! Oh my gosh, I got her queen!
Okay.
Amazing. Okay, cool.
I thought I had little time.
Everything was.
Why did I do that? That was so noob.
Was that a mouse slip?
Of time. Okay, it's
I
Things are
fine.
getting crazy.
Michaela's
Ooh,
getting closer
wait, she
to a
didn't take?
stalemate. Her king doesn't have that many squares.
Let me get that
right
out
now.
the way.
She's just got one rook.
I just fucking lose. She takes it. It's over. Why did she do
Hey,
that?
there was a
Wait,
free
she
rook.
didn't have to do that. Her queen could have taken that. What the fuck?
So the black king actually is going to start moving all the way up the board. I'm just going to say something crazy. Black could almost still win this game.
I don't know. I don't want.
You
I'm
think
so scared of time.
we'll
I'm
give a
so
nice
scared
king
of
and rook
time.
checkmate?
This is exactly what we saw from Hungry Box. It's the exact same way that he managed that checkmate. So I've seen it all, Andrea.
I have to say, props to Michaela. She's fearless. She's down a queen, but her king is in the center of the board.
That's exactly what we should do.
And
Use the king
she's
as a
up on
weapon.
time. Yep. Michaela's got an extra 40 seconds right now with Lydia under 20 seconds.
And there's probably a checkmate available soon, but not played. Be on the lookout for the stalemates, because as soon as that rook is captured, if it's in the wrong place, I think we could be seeing a stalemate.
Yeah, I'm very curious if Michaela is going to try to hang on that rook for defense or not.
It would be a good strategy for Lydia to try to remove it, even at the
Get
cost
another
of
queen.
the queen.
Okay, no, I just need to. No, yeah, okay. I'm gonna try for another queen.
Do you think this is enough material, Andrea? I mean, this is a lot.
I think she needs to promote the other two
This is a
pawns.
painful game. I already know it. I understand. This must be so frustrating for like chess players to watch.
We're not frustrated.
Okay,
We're
yes. Oh my gosh,
entertained.
got her.
That was a great
wait,
move by
I just
Lydia,
literally
trading
gone out.
off that rook, like you said.
Yep.
She has to take, and then, nice. Got it.
Yeah, that was a really solid trade.
It was. And now the tough part, the checkmate. Does she know how to make it happen? It honestly really looks like she does.
Yeah.
Looks confident. Yep. No flip up from Lydia.
Oh, GG's.
Game 2, we're going to start in 45 seconds.
That was
No,
a
okay,
very
do I have time to,
national
like,
celebration. You can tell she felt that in her
switching my tabs.
soul.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Lydia.
That was amazing. And at 200 rating, I actually want to make sure to give credit for that checkmate. That was impressive as well. As you see there, 1-0 so far for Lydia, which means pressure on Michaela, who needs to win to tie this thing up, Andrea.
Yep, and I have to say the extra queen promotion, as she said, painful for chess players. It was not. Her plan was really great. It doesn't matter. You shouldn't feel stressed making too much material if it aids the checkmate. So well done on Lydia, but Michaela had some really great instincts, especially at the end, opening that file. She just had to keep her rook on the board.
I totally agree. And what a great matchup here. Lydia, I've been saying throughout the competition, has just been showing improvement. Like, something will go wrong, and I feel like the next game we see, she's already kind of taken that into consideration and improved. Let's see if she
maybe
continues.
she didn't even need my chess lessons. She's too strong on her own.
No. I think she could definitely benefit. In particular, they're basically just repeating the same game. I feel like it's just a mirror.
Yeah, I can't judge them. It's solid. You play the same opening, both sides. I'm curious if we're gonna have any differences.
In fact, maybe we'll get the whole entire game the exact same way.
Where do you think they will go astray?
That's a
last
great
game?
question, actually. I don't know the answer to that. I wonder if so Michaela last time, if we're copying, she kind of went for this plan of moving the pawn. And wow, talk about a different move. Is she kind of expecting Michaela's next move and really thinking that far ahead? I'm impressed if so.
Queen b6 is a nice move. Usually at this level, I say don't bring out your queen, but the dark squared bishop can't really attack the queen. Well, eventually could get to e3, but Michaela does open up that diagonal on the king, so now her f-pawn is stuck. But if she gets to the bishop to e3, that'd be some very solid development.
And interestingly, both players in this game brought their knights out to these squares. And normally, this is not the best square for the knight because it directly blocks the bishop behind them. So it's interesting that that has been the common choice for both players when the more natural move would be to bring it a little bit further up the board. So obviously, it almost seems like they took lessons from the same coach.
That's true. The non-existent coach, God almighty, maybe.
The 200 elo coach, wherever they are.
Has Lydia ever castled in her games? Or not yet? Not a single one.
I remember celebrating it happening once. So I think it's happened once. I can't say if it's happened more than that, but it's always a big deal when Lydia castles. We love that around here.
Yeah, I'm curious if this is going to be the game because like Aman was saying, when the knight comes to e7, another major drawback is that bishop on f8 just can't go anywhere. He's trapped. And it's not going to be easy to develop, which is why we saw those weird bishop to the side. But she doesn't care. She's attacking in the center. Who needs the bishop? And who needs king safety? We've got a wide open file on the king right now.
And honestly, I'm just going to back up for 1 second. That last move, it might look like a complete mistake, just giving up a free pawn. I'm not going to lie to you, Andre. I think that's the best move in the position, moving that pawn up there. I really like that move. And what it means is that because the pawns are stacked on top of each other, doubled pawns, it's going to be really easy to capture them. So maybe the bishop from Michaela is going to move out to this square, which looks like the plan. Maybe the knight can move here, and you can see every piece can gang up and capture that pawn pretty easily.
Yeah, I don't know if Michaela realizes it, but that was a grandmaster move, a very strategic pawn sacrifice that you can take back at any point.
Really well played. I'm wondering, are we going to see this bishop moving out, or are we going to see, okay, more pawn moves? More pawn moves. We got to, I think, just focus back on the pieces, and look at that, castling.
The first one, it makes sense. Her king was on an open file. He still is, but the king will be safe once it goes to b8. Okay, Michaela continues development. Again, the pawn moves on the side. My one tip to Michaela if she watches these VODs is to spend more time activating and attacking in the center, like knight f3, bringing out your pieces to attack towards the center. a3 didn't really do anything, so don't push pawns when you haven't finished developing your pieces.
It's great advice, and to your advice, her last move, bishop b2, was one of her best moves because it did exactly that. It hit two central squares, and look at what happens when you make moves towards the center and even capture in the center. Already, one of her best moves of the game, she captures that pawn back, and she's pinning this knight. So, Andrea, she's kind of setting up a very sneaky b4 move, which would win a piece.
Exclamation mark for that move is right. Oh my god, and the eval bar shoots up. b4 is not a natural move to see again if you're not doing your puzzles, but it would be winning in exchange. Maybe we can go to our dual screen and hear what they're saying. Oh.
Yeah, I'd love to see if it's even on her radar here, as unfortunately we see more knights to the side of the board.
She's attacking a pawn, but yes, towards the center, Michaela. Towards the center.
Yeah, it helps to visualize a very small box right in the middle of the entire board and try to have all your moves have something to do with that area.
Yep, I'm going to give them the metaphor of the Roman times where in the Colosseum, the action is in the middle of the board and the people on the sidelines are just watching. We want to be like the Romans.
I like that analogy a lot. I think hearing that as a student
Anything I can
at this
do?
level could really help.
I don't like being down on time. Maybe there's
See,
not.
Andrea, your
Okay,
coaching
if
would
you
be
go
good
there,
after all.
and you could then go
Yep.
nowhere. No, you can get another
Michaela,
one
at
if you go
least,
there. Or if you go
very
there,
good with quick moves. And she is
Mhm.
you
putting
could get
Lydia
one
in time
pawn,
pressure.
and then not. And then still, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go. I don't know.
Frankly,
Okay.
I'd rather
I
be in
think
the
I'm more likely
stands
to
than
go there.
fighting in the
So I'm gonna
Coliseum.
defend.
It's just an analogy to remember where the action shall be.
This one.
So do you think with this
That's annoying,
move
going
that
down a pawn.
Michaela is going to just continue with her, it seemed like maybe her plan of taking that pawn, because she did go there to attack it, right?
Yep, that would be nice. It'd be attacking
Yeah,
the bishop,
okay.
and she takes it. Okay,
Amazing.
Michaela is taking back. She is fighting like the Romans.
Amazing. Now, you have to recognize that
leave.
the knight is attacked here after this move, laterally.
Get out.
Do you think she's gonna try to trade that light squared bishop, or do you think her knight's gonna go back to the rim?
I really hope for the capture. I think it's a
No,
bit
we're
better.
getting
I guess
your
she could go.
bishop.
No, she can't go there. The only place she can go
Or
is there.
going back a square.
Unless she wants to die. That would be really cool.
She's speaking of the Romans, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Tyler likes when I trade pieces, but her knight's gonna take it.
Trade
So
is
she just
good.
said
You're up.
something.
I could
She
go
was talking about the knight taking back.
and not
And
lose
so
the piece.
if she took the knight, it wouldn't be there to take back.
I'm just gonna
Very
take it.
advanced
Yeah,
stuff. I think she's just going to capture the bishop, though. That makes sense.
Still solid though, because once
Yep.
that knight takes, there's another hanging pawn. Except it could be a trap. There's some tricky lines, but safe moves, fast moves. She's up on material. It's good to trade. But yeah, bishop takes c5 would have been crazy.
Yeah, I think she's doing really well. I think this is a much better attempt for her. Also, she needs to win. So loving the game that she's put together here. On that last move, if the knight had been captured, then you could capture just a free piece. That could have been very powerful. But honestly, I think knight takes e6 makes a lot of sense. A double question mark. Oh, no.
Okay, Lydia does not take back. I wonder what she's panicking about. Maybe we can hear Lydia or the dual screen. Queen c6. She must have been afraid of something.
She didn't see the backwards knight move. It's so hard to find those. Honestly,
And
the
now
hardest
Michaela's
move in
just
chess.
up material.
She seems like she's just in like a... Well, I guess it's not her turn, so I would probably be the same. But
I
knight
do
takes
wonder if
bishop.
she'll see it. And now her rook is also hanging. A lot is on the line now. Michaela could just clean up.
So now I'm wondering, does anyone see it? Like, is this knight just going to stay there the whole game?
How much they are. Maybe I just take a rook and fuck it, just lose it up there.
That is an equal
Michaela
trade,
just up
right?
material.
Oh wait, hold on.
I don't remember.
That was
I don't remember the points of what
Okay.
everything is, but it's just better.
Wait, what was that?
Michaela doesn't know the
Okay,
material.
that was my wait. That was my rook.
I can check her.
Oh, that was my oh.
3-4.
Oh, that's so sad.
That's
so
hilarious.
I
sad.
don't know if that's worth.
Oh,
Michaela just won a whole rook and
Okay,
doesn't
it's
know that the
fine.
rook is 5 points.
Winnable.
Or I could take her knight.
That's amazing. She doesn't know the value of the pieces. She's just playing, taking what's in front of her and making
might just
amazing
trade
moves.
pieces.
Lydia knows exactly the value, and she's upset.
Maybe it's not worth trading.
That's how chess should be played.
Yeah, you think everything should have the same value, or maybe just an unknown value, so you don't know what you're taking.
I
You
don't
just
know. I
find
don't know
out later.
points. I don't know if it's
Oh,
I like
my
that.
rook.
I don't have to lose anything here, but I could take her knight.
So a good piece of advice when you're ahead, which honestly Michaela might not be sure
Or I
about, but
could
if
just
you're
move
ahead,
something else,
you usually
or I
want to
could
trade
check
things.
Her, but
Yeah, I think we'll teach her that after.
I don't know what the play is here. Maybe just progress my pawns a
Send
bit more.
Michaela a little manual.
Yep.
Let's just see.
Michaela is still playing amazing chess, attacking the king.
Yeah, this is a much better game for her.
Michaela is really coming back for redemption. And Amon, I don't know if you noticed, but she even has a companion spectating from behind.
I
you see
didn't
the
notice
cutout?
that, but now I see the lurking cutout. Yeah.
Michaela
That's
doesn't
great.
need to know pieces because she's got what matters most. There we are. Oh,
There we go.
at first I thought it was. Okay, no, it is Tyler. It's just the
Tyler's
head.
Tyler's
Thought it was
always watching.
whole body. This is a good way to channel the winds. I like it.
Well, that Tyler one head is probably not going to be too excited about this last move, but knight c4, it was actually hanging, so the pawn could capture diagonally here, not seen by either player, which means we have another knight sitting there, and I wonder how long it's going to stay.
Yeah, eventually when a piece has been attacked for so long, you just forget to look for it. Very common in 200 ELO chess. But you know what? Michaela is activating her bishops. I would love to see her. If we forget about the knight, it's fine because it has no value anyways, right? She doesn't know. So we'll just good riddance. But queen f3
Right.
would be a cool move to see.
Yep, activating the most powerful piece on the chessboard. I like that move a lot, and I agree. If you don't see that this can be taken now, you're probably not going to see next move, or the move after that, or the move after that. So at this point, let's just move on to the next thing.
Yeah, I think we just start looking for plans of attack, you know? A rook, what are rooks anymore? These pieces, with 2025 and pieces no longer have value.
I like it. Your chess.com is taking notes, Andrea. You've given them an idea for a new game mode.
Yeah, I could finally win some more games this way. Yeah, knight
Oh,
a5.
did you create it for yourself?
Yeah, especially in bullet. Especially, I think we could just bring the queen value. We'll keep it anonymous as well.
Smart.
But knight a5, it would be knight a5 or knight b2 would be the knight d2. She's got a lot of options to protect the knight. Okay, bishop c5. This is our latest move.
Right? And I mean, I would like to say capture back, but there's been a few pieces captured in the last couple moves, Andrea, that have not been taken. So I just don't want to speak too soon.
Now she might actually notice the knight only because the queen is inching closer. So this could have actually been a genius tactic to remember that the knight is under attack.
Yeah, it's really possible in positions like this when lower rated players see the queen, all they want to do is attack it. So sometimes just the queen being nearby, you sort of lose sight of your own position and just think to yourself, oh, let me attack it. That's the most valuable piece. If I get that, I win the game.
Oh, and she does knight b2, a very good safe square. Even knight d3 to attack the queen and the bishop. Very solid and very good chess from Michaela.
Truly, might be the best move in that position because of what you mentioned, the knight coming back into the center of the board and would be attacking the queen. And, well, at this point, it'd be attacking all three pieces. So that would be a phenomenal move.
Yeah, now it's even stronger. It forces that knight to trade, which another great move from Lydia, activating her knight in the center. But Michaela's defending all her pieces. She's otherwise in that knight that was hanging, she's not given anything else.
Yeah, let's talk about this game for Michaela. It's been a kind of night and day from that last game. Really, really impressive so far, and she's got that extra rook. However, while she's played a great game, she's also used way more time than usual. So I'm hoping that that's not going to, become a factor.
Okay, this bishop takes d5 is a little scary. If Lydia sees rook d8, we could get a pin. Taking with the queen and forcing the trade would have been safer for Michaela. But you know what? She just shouldn't panic. There's ways to defend. I think she could push c4. Just don't retreat.
Yep.
And you know what? If she gives the bishop, doesn't matter. The bishop doesn't worth anything anymore.
This is amazing. I have to take some notes here because this sounds like if you make a mistake, you didn't make a mistake, and if you take something, then you can count the value. So I'm liking this way of playing chess.
Ignorance is bliss.
And maybe we can take a listen in on Lydia's screen. I wonder if she's recognizing that this is an amazing pin and she might actually win that piece in the center back.
No, just that. She could own the only place she can move is that. Ooh, and then hold on. Wait, if she moves? Wait, no, hold on. If she moves, then I'm gonna take her queen. So that's like a dead piece, right? Oh no, okay, hold on. She's gonna take my queen. That's so sad.
Lydia's discovering her tactics. She doesn't know it's called a pin. It's just a dead piece, but she doesn't need to know terminology. She's figuring it out.
Yep. I'd rather my chess student know what I'm explaining rather than know what it's called.
Okay, so I have to.
Exactly.
I can't move any of these places. The only place I can move is there.
You notice how she's only looking at her queen? It's absolutely not possible to take this knight with that pawn.
Again,
that pawn cannot take
knights
stuff.
are obsolete. We might actually be losing points by taking that knight at this rate. We just don't take knights in this game.
She realizes, Andrea, that a knight on the side of the board is no good, so it's not even worth her time.
Yeah, maybe she's actually learning the lessons and proving how far she's gone as a student.
I can believe that. One thing for Michaela is the
queen for queen
turning d3. And I want to highlight this move because not only does it bring the knight back to the center of the board, but if any move gets made here by Lydia, could be anything, a pawn push, something, then we're going to see knight captures the pawn on b5, and that is a fork on the king and the queen, so you win the queen no matter what. Would be another amazing, amazing move.
Yeah, knight c3 would be beautiful. It would be a good time to acknowledge the knight. But, okay, Michaela instead is eyeballing the pawn on h7 and trying to attack the king. Not a bad idea. There's still so many pieces she could bring into the attack. But now she's just hanging 2 pieces.
And we know that Lydia saw the bishop, so that's why she starts by capturing that piece. And as you mentioned, the queen is capturing the pawn. So obviously not a great trade, bishop for pawn, but Michaela probably saw the pressure coming down against her own queen and said, okay, that's a dead piece. I can't save it.
Yeah, if Lydia goes rook d7, I'll be very impressed. It would be beautiful to just block the queen. And she does a great defending move.
Yep. Absolutely perfect there. Now, the question is, this move is good, Andrea, because you know that you would probably take the knight next. Now, the question is, will she take the knight next?
That's true. I wonder if that knight will ever be taken, or who knows, maybe knight c3 and that knight could be winning the game for Michaela. Maybe we can tune in to Michaela's stream.
Let's hear.
There. Could go here, maybe.
This move makes probably the most sense. I know that the chess.com engine is going to be screaming here because there is a very strong tactic available.
Yeah, right now, knight f3. But in their last game, they did have the same discovery attack, force check. We can go to the dual cam, see if Lydia's looking at it, but it's very hard to see for this level.
She could take my pawn, but... And she has to move.
Zero chance to skip out.
No, she can take my queen! What was wrong
that?
with me?
Aww,
oh my gosh, what's wrong with me?
This was not the queen I was expecting to get taken, but Michaela doesn't take it.
What?
Okay.
The emotional roller coaster on Lydia's stream is crazy right now.
That's better than I thought.
Again, Michaela doesn't care in the worth of pieces. A queen is simply a pawn, Aman. Why would she take that?
Apologies. I'm new to this system. I think there's some, it's almost like hanging your queen has given her some clarity. Now she realizes the knight is hanging, so it was the best thing for her, Andrea.
The knight. I was hoping at least the knight.
I don't know.
This is crazy. So many things hanging.
Rooks.
Simple math.
Okay.
Wait, I might be able to checkmate.
I move this here. Oh, I'm gonna run out of time thinking about this. Okay, I move this here.
Checkmate you,
and then I go boom.
If I move this,
And then
file.
should be checkmated,
whatever.
right? Hold on.
And I have
I
my
respect
queen.
Well, hold
the
on. My
boom.
puzzles might have played off. Okay, imagine if I move this
Girl,
head.
we're thinking.
I mean, she's probably just gonna move down,
I mean, I
actually.
have 2 rooks left.
I mean,
so
okay,
I
let her
really
cook.
could.
Let her cook.
Oh no, wait, she's not gonna move down because then I would take her. This might be an epic troll. No, is this game losing? Hold on. Okay, I moved that there. And then she...
There's a few things.
Chat, do you see
and
it?
then I move that.
She's gonna
okay,
move
then
that
she does
there.
something.
Kind of
And I either take her queen or I move that there. I'm just gonna do it. I should probably think about this more. No, I'm just gonna do it.
I like the confidence.
Does that work?
Andrea, this could work out big time.
Yeah, this is a very scary threat if she takes on H2. All right, Michaela learns the value of
I
the
thought that was
queen.
checkmate. Oh
my goodness.
It doesn't work. I'm a noob. Okay, it's fine.
And
Yeah, I
she's
should have thought about that
safe
more.
with her
Okay, let's not lose the queen. Checkmate again, though. Right. I mean, check again.
Okay, a lot is happening on the board. Now Michaela is pulling the classic, and her king is just gonna have to go straight into the middle of the board again.
Yep. But honestly, I think right now that's the smartest thing to do. What you don't want to see is the king to actually go backwards, because that would result in checkmate in 1. It's not guaranteed it would be found, but it is there. And now that it's been played, can Lydia spot this checkmate? Let's listen.
I can take the... Can take this.
Oh, no. Will she do it? No!
All right, bishop g3 would have been a really sneaky check.
I cannot take that one. Ooh, actually...
The king is still really open. Okay, but now Michaela's the one attacking the king.
That's right. I mean, who's gonna win this game by checkmate here? It's honestly, I feel like I'm flipping a coin.
I feel like the winner's just going to accidentally stumble into the checkmate. Okay. Speaking of, we've got a giant Eve out there. I mean, there's so many. Is it Queen F5 that we're looking at? Is it Rook D1?
Yeah, there's so many moves here.
Oh.
The Rook D1 apparently leads to checkmate, but Queen F5 forking looks like it makes a lot of sense.
Okay, Rook F2, a logical move. The only issue is if Lydia sees Queen G1, then Michaela is forced to lose one of her rooks. Maybe we can go tune back in, or even the dual screen could be cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to hear the thoughts here as it's getting intense at the end of the game. A minute each?
I can... Ooh, I can take her rook.
No, because she can just take it, right?
Okay, she can keep her rook defended. One
No,
move.
I can't. If she moves that rook back up, I can't.
The move was Queen G1 check, attacking both.
Bro, this is such a... Oh, no, I can't.
Michaela might pull it off.
Ah, that's so frustrating.
That's a very, very good move.
Great defense, and now Lydia's king
I have
might
no
be
idea.
the one in
I have
danger.
no idea.
There's no more checks.
So the black queen
Okay, let
is
me
actually
if I move
stuck.
that there,
There's no way to
Michaela
save
is
it.
winning.
unless she doesn't
But
see
the
it.
question is, will Michaela take it?
I don't know
This is
if
such
either
a
player
close
realizes
game.
the queen's attacked on H1 in the corner.
Okay, so if we lose this, we're on to another game. If we win this, GG's, we won.
I have a feeling that we're going to see a lot of, engine question mark moves here because there is a queen hanging and I don't think anyone knows it.
Yep, no stockfish in this game, chat.
Oh, I checkmate. Wait, I checked him. I didn't even
Wow.
I was looking at the queen.
That was, oh my gosh, now Michaela just has to take back the
Oh, I
queen.
didn't see
Take
that,
back
GG.
your queen. No,
Did she
don't
see
give
it?
up.
+5. I know it doesn't matter that it's +5, but it just makes me feel good.
The dot's on the queen. There you go.
All right,
okay. Oh no. That's not nice. That's not nice. Oh, I
Hey,
think
wait.
I've just lost.
We can win this with
Look, there's some
a ladder
positivity.
thing if I do
I think I've
it
just
right.
lost.
Oh my gosh, Michaela knows about the ladder. She doesn't know the piece, but she knows the ladder.
I'm concerned because the ladder on the square she wants to go to is not possible.
Oh, thank God she saves it and prevents getting skewered to her rook. Okay, good chess so far.
This is getting intense. On the last move, there was a fork available for that tricky knight. I think we're probably just going to see a lot of checks to the king. And can Michaela even escape from the checks? I think she's going to continue to move towards the center. And now the knight is attacked as well.
Yep, and now if she keeps getting checked, she'll discover that G3 square. But, okay, there's a lot of potential. Michaela has been talking about this roller check.
Yep,
Never
we
mind.
need to see the last. It would be rook to h6, and that means that one rook covers this, the other rook covers that, and you can see how that would force the king to slowly go to the back.
Ooh, a tricky move by Lydia, trying to take on f3. It's not easy to defend. We can...
Oh my goodness, there's multiple ways to win a rook here.
He doesn't take it. Okay, okay, still anyone's game because could still be a draw. There is a free rook. But if Michaela
after the free rook, white might win the rook back.
That's true. Let's see. Rook a6. Come on, Michaela. Let's go back to dual screen.
Yeah, we got to stick with the players now. Somehow,
I don't know.
What now?
Black is up a piece.
I don't know how to end like this. I have no idea.
We don't either.
I don't know how to end. Okay, if I go like that.
Does Michaela know that she needs to win? Like she can't trade? And based on that move, maybe she does. That's a great move.
Yeah, Michaela's going for the down
Is
knight.
this going to be another ending game? I'm too noob to end like this. I actually don't know what to do.
Oh my gosh, there's a chance. I don't think she's going to move her knight, but she has pinned her knight, although she can go to c4.
I don't know what to do.
You can definitely win this just because of the time pressure.
Yeah, Lydia has 30 seconds. Michaela at 56. And Michaela's quick.
I only learned what to do when you have two rooks or like
In
a
fairness
rook and a
to
queen.
Lydia, this is like the toughest thing to do, even for a grandmaster in chess. So I don't care at all. I would be confused.
Yeah, best chance for Lydia is to just.
Okay, I need to get my time up
draw
actually, so I need to just
let it
wiggle
repeat.
around.
She is in the lead, and she
then I
will
can
win
think
if this
a
game is
little
drawn.
more.
I like her strategy of just, in her words, wiggling around because she's just trying to play safe, not mess anything up.
Yep. Oh, and now there's a fork. There's a fork on the board. Knight f6. Okay, no more fork on the board.
I'm getting my time up.
Yeah, there's not much
I just
Michaela
know
can
for like
do.
people that know how to play chess well, this is so frustrating.
That could be taken.
What is happening, bro? What is going on?
I think
Oh god, now it's just a free rook. Not even a
Lydia's
take
going
back.
back and forth. This could
I'm
be
getting
actually
my
very
time.
bad.
I want to go above a minute.
Oh my goodness, there was just
Amazing
a free
strategy.
like 5 times, and it's free. Is Lydia gonna?
It's
take
been
it?
hanging 10 times, finally.
Now what? Okay, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. I got this. What do I do?
We've got 50
Okay, Andrea,
moves
prediction.
back.
Are we going to see checkmate?
50 moves is generous. It depends. I honestly am afraid that we're
Okay,
gonna watch.
hold on. Let me think about this. So
What do you think?
can't go up. So I'm like backing her in this
She's
way.
actually really doing it right now. I'm impressed. I'm going to say yes. I believe.
Oh wow. No, she's figuring it out. She's pushing the king towards the corner. Box the king. Right. Not fight it.
This is
but put it in the
what
box.
we're seeing so far. Impressive. I like it.
Unfortunately, even if she wins or draws, the winner of this consolation bracket match will be Lydia. But at least
I shouldn't have gone in front of my king.
We're here for this.
Don't know. She's good. Yeah, I knew she was gonna go that way. All right. Okay. I don't want to go in front of my king because then.
I believe. It doesn't look
Tyler.
promising yet. I believe in
Oh
this
my
checkmate.
gosh,
This is so annoying.
Oh my gosh, she's so close. Now she just has to move her rook, force the king back.
If I ask him,
Just go down. Go down. Oh, or along. Okay.
he's ignoring me.
This is so frustrating. This must be such a hard watch. I don't know what to do.
She was
think
getting
she's gonna
close.
manage.
She got to the most critical part, where you have to use okay, bring your king up and force the king back.
Yep. I think she's onto it. She needs to bring her king up, as you said. That could change everything.
She does. It's not opposition, but wow. Oh my gosh, she's actually figuring out how to checkmate. A check.
And I feel like she's almost
stalemate her?
coming
Hold
up
on.
with it herself. This is so impressive.
I feel like I'm really scared of stalemating her actually.
Already. Just end the fucking game.
Poor
Why is the
Michaela.
game not
Okay, if I were to go there.
Let me
Okay, I have enough time to
please.
think about this. If I were to go there,
Is
she
this
goes there,
the equivalent
and
in
she could still move down.
League of Legends when you're stuck in a game that you really want to just be over, but you're being held
Oh my
in
god,
there?
but now she's escaping the box.
Bro,
Oh,
don't come
no.
out. Don't. Oh, I
Oh,
knew she was
no.
gone. Okay,
Oh
I
gosh.
think she could
Now
have won before if she put
she was
me in the
almost
corner,
there.
but she didn't.
Oh
now we're
no.
back in the middle of the map.
I like how she
Map.
called it a map.
Yeah, I
That's
like
great.
this way of thinking about chess.
Yeah, open world. Okay, but Andrea, you would have to agree, she clearly knows what she's supposed to do. The execution might not be there, but she knows the pattern.
It's true, there was just one Freudian slip up, but she might get it back.
Bro, we're gonna go back up to 10 minutes. Okay, okay, let me just think. Okay, I want to get her in this corner, so
Just end the game, please.
that
I don't want to receive.
my rook. Okay, I want to get her in this
Poor
corner,
Michaela.
so that my rook is. Oh, I don't like it in the red. I can't think. So that my rook is there.
Maybe her strategy is to make the game go so
someone send
long
me
that
a
Michaela
fucking
just
cheat
resigns.
right now.
And my
I
king
know, I
is
wonder
there.
how long
Fucking
this could
cheat,
go.
please.
That would not be a stalemate.
Someone give me a cheat engine, please.
It would be a no. It wouldn't. That would be a checkmate.
Please.
Fun fact, she could use an engine and absolutely nothing would change. She only has a king.
All right, Lydia spent some time thinking. All she needs to do. Okay, nice. Oh gosh. Oh, the king's back.
Oh my god!
I don't even know how many moves we're at, but I have a feeling that
Oh
my
my
prediction
God.
is gonna be true.
Please. What the fuck? She's just gonna
My
keep
brain is
getting
actually
time
not good enough
back.
for this.
I'm
Michaela
not
is
resigning.
going through it
She's
right
gotta
now.
figure it out.
Good.
I'm not
Michaela,
resigning.
you should never resign. Don't
Someone
resign.
tell her how to
No,
end the fucking
dude.
game, please.
When the game has gone so long, you
so
actually
fucked.
want your opponent to win.
I
It's a
know.
never-ending game because I can't end.
And they
Don't
might not
sub
know.
And say hi. Sub and give me a cheat code, please.
I don't
game
think
is
they know
fucked.
that the game might end. They think they could play forever.
Oh my gosh,
Oh
I kind
my
of
God,
like
I almost
the
got 4 fucking
thought
minutes
of an
back.
endless loop.
Sailors
Imagine-
screaming.
She's just
Can
gonna keep going back
chess.com
and forth.
just-
Oh my god!
Can
Someone
chess.com
Okay,
get
send
rid
one
of
of
that
us a
rule?
This,
fucking
let me just move
cheat.
this up.
Please.
I wanna see
I'm
them play
not
forever.
resigning. I'm
Let
not
me
just
resigning.
move this
Someone
down.
tell her how to end the fucking game, please. Please.
Can we please disable this rule? Just for this game.
Is this
Yeah, we
possible?
should just let him play for like 30 minutes. Just see at
No one
what
tell
point
them.
it breaks. 24-hour subathon.
I mean, it must be possible. Otherwise, like, the game wouldn't let this happen.
That's correct. That is correct.
Okay, how about my rook and my king are like in a line, like a that always on a diagonal.
Pass
Fucking way.
And that concludes the match. Thank you guys, and congratulations, Lydia. You'll be moving on to the next round.
Wow.
We're gonna have a very small
What a
interview with you.
match.
Yep.
What-
And
what
that
a match.
concludes Lydia versus Michaela. Michaela is not a quitter. She fought on until the end and taking a sweet, juicy draw. Not bad for her first day in the competition after an emergency yesterday.
And this is why I've been saying since the start, I was excited to watch Michaela play. Did she not deliver? That was pure entertainment. I'm so happy we got to see that. Lydia ultimately got the win in the match, so a deserving winner there, Andrea.
Yeah, it's been impressive to see Lydia continue to improve, and Michaela just needs a couple tips. But chat, are you guys not entertained? This is the consolation bracket that we expected. We will be right back. We're going to do a quick CTA, and we'll be back with more chess. Dark Squares. Now is your chance to pre-order Chess.com co-founder Danny Wrench's memoir, Dark Squares. In this never-before-told story, Danny takes us behind the curtain, detailing his upbringing in a cult, finding escape in the game of chess, and the life that's led him to the helm of a chess revolution and frequent appearances in a human-sized green pawn costume. Pre-order Dark Squares by Danny Wrench at go.chess.com/darksquares_pre-order, or use command Dark Squares in the chat. And don't go anywhere, chat. We'll be back with an interview with both players right after this break.
Andrea, we have a surprise guest, Anna. She came to ask you a question.
Hi, Anna.
Hi, Andrea. There's one thing I've always wondered every time you have visited me, and that is if you think that I am a good host.
Ooh. Yes.
It's yes, but.
That's fair. I think Anna has a very good heart and she did take care of me, but the experience could have been better.
What experience? You were good.
Wait, what happened?
Andrea's burning every single chess relationship in this video.
No, but it wasn't because of you, so it wasn't your fault. Like some things that went wrong on my trip, so that was.
Is there anything Anna could have done better as a host that was directly related to her?
No.
True.
Okay.
I think you're a good host. I think I just had a rough trip, so it was just tough.
Okay, I am very sorry about that.
But you're a girl.
Would you visit me again?
Yes, happily.
Okay. All right. Now I'm
Is
happy.
this the answer you wanted?
Yeah, it is the answer that I wanted.
Good.
Okay, I'm very happy. All right, girls.
I'm glad I didn't burn my bridge
Anna.
with Anna, but I did burn it with everybody else.
Okay, our relationship is still
Okay,
there.
okay, good. I still have one friend after this video.
What do you want me to do? Checkmate? Solve the puzzle? No? Okay, no? Oh, they want me to do the best move. Oh, this is so much pressure. Live. Oh my god. What's the best move? What's the best move? Okay. Nej, jo. Okay. No. No. Nej. I'm black. Nej. That's it. That was it. Do I want to try? Well, yeah. Now I'm getting comfortable. It's all fun. Oh shit. Okay, I'm black. Nej. Oh God. Is it this one? Nee, nee, nee. Hmm. Hmm. Mm. No. No. Oh yeah. Ah. Hmm. Let's go. Nee. Yeah. 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 Wait, I'm doing another. What do they want me to do? Okay. Yes. No. Oh. Okay. I don't feel super bad.
The fastest, easiest way to improve your chess is now the most fun way to improve your chess. Chess.com's brand new puzzles now have loads of exciting features to make solving a joy. Earn points and race your friends across puzzle tiers from wood to bronze, all the way to legend. Rack up bonuses for streaks, for speed, for accuracy, for daily solving, difficulty, and more. And now, you can get feedback from Coach while solving puzzles. Coach lets you know what each puzzle's goal is and why a move doesn't actually work. And, as always, puzzles will be selected just for your level from our database of hundreds of thousands of high-quality, beautiful, brilliant, and instructive puzzles. So what are you waiting for? Try puzzles today on web, Android, or iOS, and have a blast leveling up your chess.
Welcome back to POGCHAMPS. We are here with our 70 move warriors. Michaela, do you feel any remorse not resigning that game? And I love. Go ahead.
No, go on, go on.
I love that you were begging for cheats because not even a stockfish could have saved that position. But Lydia, I will have to give you a chess lesson so we'll learn the rook and king checkmate. How are you feeling?
I would love that. I only know how to win chess in like one way, well, like two ways, either with my rook and my queen or like a rook and a rook. Okay, I like checkmates. Like apart from that, I don't know how to do them. So, yeah, I got a bit cooked there. I know
And
that was a hard watch for like every chess enjoyer.
no, not at all. It was the most entertaining of the entire broadcast so far, I can say for sure. Michaela, maybe at your expense, it almost looked like you had a little bit of regret. At the end, you were just almost begging for her to win.
Yeah, I mean, we're such low elo. I don't mean that as an insult to you, Lydia. We're just like not
Oh, no,
really that
I agree.
high that I knew both of us don't really know a checkmate, or we just know one or two. And I presumed you didn't know that one, so we were just gonna keep going until I figured whoever's watching is laughing so hard. So I didn't want to resign. I figured it would draw eventually. I don't know.
And Michaela, we were really sad we missed you yesterday, but we're very excited you're joining us now. Is this what you expected out of your first chess tournament?
I wish I played yesterday, but I fainted an hour before the tournament. So I don't need pity. I was still gonna lose regardless because there's something. I'm really on a spectrum. But this was so fun. Like it was
Yeah, but
embarrassing,
that
but it
gives
was
you
funny.
an edge. Do you plan
Yeah,
on doing any training, any puzzle rush maybe?
What the heck is Puzzle Rush?
I will show you. I think you had a lot of amazing instincts, a lot of great moves. Well,
Mhm.
okay, first maybe we will teach you the worth of the pieces. And then
Yeah.
Puzzle Rush is a way to train tactics because there was like a lot of ways. There was free queens, free knights, and I think if both of you ladies attempted it, it's fun to do on stream. It's just 3 minutes on chess.com. A little bit of Puzzle Rush would go a long way.
Okay, maybe I'll do
Yep.
that. I'm
I
here because of
agree.
Tyler. So he wanted to coach me on the cow. So that's literally why I tried it, and I failed. So blame him. I don't know.
I thought it was pretty impressive. You weren't the only competitor to use that opening as well. And I heard you girls talking to each other that you weren't sure the game was going to end. So I have to ask, Lydia, did you even know? Like, did you think you could be playing that game literally forever?
Forever. Well, okay, what I wanted to do is I wanted to move enough. So, like, I think if it carried on, I would keep moving enough to get like 3 minutes. And then, like, for that whole 3 minutes, I would like sit and just contemplate and think because I was so scared to make the wrong move. And like, I didn't know if I could like stalemate her. And I was so scared of doing that. So, I was gonna like make it go up to 3 minutes and then just like think.
That's fair.
smart.
That's fair. Good strategy. Good strategy. Yeah, the game does end after 50 moves of just no progress being made. So there was a way for that game to end, thankfully.
So we hit the 50?
Yeah, you basically maxed out chess.
That's crazy.
I think that's